and I think Johnson just downed it.
Well, Scioto, as you know, and this year alone, Chillicothe, Scioto, Grove City, Reynoldsburg, Arlington, and Westerville South going into play this week are all undefeated. Kilbourne is the only team at 500, and Pickerington's the only team without a win. Pickerington and, hold on here, Pickerington joining from the Pickerington and Reynoldsburg stepping up from the Capital, and we'll give you the standings in the Ohio division after this snap.
Didalis out to the right, Scipione and Buxton out to the left, and
you got Kaufman and Watterson, Gahanna and Walnut Ridge, Groveport, Pickerington, Hilliard, Massillon, Jackson, Newark and Reynoldsburg, Westerville North and South, Westland and Eastmore, Thomas and Scioto, Chile and Ironton, Grove City and Franklin Heights in a key matchup there.
An Ironton game with Chillicothe will be interesting. Ironton 2-0, and there's the give. And let's see who actually did carry the football.
Wayand again.
It was Wayand, okay. Second down, but that Ironton game, I have a little familiarity with that, and Ironton had to move to Division 4 from Division 3 this year, but I'll tell you, they play all the bigger schools and they win their ball games.
Yes, they do. Grove City and Franklin Heights in a southwestern shootout, as they call it down there. Arlington at Mansfield Senior, Kilbourne and Canton Glen Oak, Delaware and Big Walnut, Marysville and Bellefontaine, Mount Vernon and Mansfield, Madison Watkins and Tage Valley, and Whitehall and Bexley. Your complete OCC schedule for the week.
You bet. 3:32 left on the clock, 49-0. As a quick timeout there, but it is ready to be put back in play. Savage back in at quarterback. Dan Savage, the quarterback for Thomas Worthington, the Cardinals, at the 13-yard line. And you see that same wing formation, and he is nailed out there. I want to tell you, was that number 4? Was that 46?
It's Fred.
It sure was. That was Fred Puckett we just talked about. And I want to tell you, he came up in the air and nailed Savage.
I wonder if he's playing linebacker.
Boy, we can see that one again. I'd love to see that one if the guys in the truck can do that for us.
Sort of jumped up there, tried to make a big play.
Here it is, and watch him come. Oh, my. Man. He's lucky he even got that off. Oh, my.
Dan ought to be checking for his head on that.
I think he's glad to get back in the line of scrimmage with it still attached. Savage calls out the signals. Wants to throw again, being rushed, being chased. And finally, they've all got him. It's just a very big host of tacklers. Puckett's back there again.
Once again, it could not convert on 3rd and short. That was a 3rd and 3.
67, Tom Shelley there to make that last stop as well. There were several other players I know we missed.
And we apologize to their parents.
Yes, we do.
Because, you know, I've noticed doing this league the last few years, if you blow one and you miss a kid's name, the kid's mom will usually come talk to you about it the next week.
And Friley takes a couple of steps before he punts it away. And they touch it, and then let's see. Did Irish get it back? I guess they did. Boy, that was dangerous. Down there, number 23 for Thomas Worthington, John Dalton, and Dalton made that stop.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a joke that, is it Rich Little, I think, tells this joke about high school sports. You never ask a father how a kid's doing. You always ask the mom because the dad's too busy watching the whole game, and moms only watch their kid. And it's true.
And obviously new players in the lineup. We'll get them for you. We almost got them set the last time. Quarterbacking out there is number 11, Dustin Pence. And they throw the flags immediately.
It's illegal shift or... Man. What do we got? They're going to call that a shift, or you think they'll call it illegal motion? Probably it is illegal motion, because that's what...
Whatever, it's going to definitely be against the Irish.
When they changed the offense early in the season last year, you had a lot of these, especially in September, and it is indeed illegal motion. Two guys moving at the same time. Good call, Carl.
Want to remind you that beyond reality, it's kind of like the X-Files. There, I stopped that time.
There you go.
That premieres on Saturday, September 23rd. That's a week from today at 7:30, and it's only here on TV 62. That sounds like a neat show.
Well, you got to read slow because I don't hear fast.
And here's the quick walk-off, 5 yards. That'll make it first and a long of 15. good crowd, both sides tonight. A lot of people here from Dublin following their troops around. Of course, it's just a quick jaunt over here to Worthington.
Yeah, timeout Irish.
And here's a look at that last one.
Well, let's see. Let's check the schedules as you see the flags.
You can see the flags fly, the people in motion. The illegal ship is the way they called it.
Yeah, 2 men moving at the same time. You're going to have that in this offense sometimes. Guys wait till the last second to get set.
And let me also remind you while we have a chance here that if you are into country music dancing, and you'll want to tune in to TV62 Friday nights at 8 o'clock for Live at Club Dance. You'll get to enjoy a full hour of the latest country dancing, and that's each Friday night at 8 o'clock right here on TV62. And let's go down on the field. Well, we'll go down here in just a second. I want to make sure that we're all set to go here, and we're ready to go down to the field, and Mike Raymond.
Everything fine now. Marcelo Garofolo got back up. He's walking around the sideline. Just a brief arm injury. He's going to be back in the ball game. Talked with a couple of Dublin players, a couple of players out today. Had one guy that was out for mono earlier this week, and the team kind of got a scare. They thought it might spread on the team. They made sure they bleached all the water bottles, but no other breakouts on the team or on the school, so everything going fine for them as well.
Thank you, Michael. And that is, boy, that could have been dangerous.
Man.
You bet that. You bet that.
My senior year in high school,
Puckett carried the ball that time.
senior year in high school, a friend of mine had mono that summer, which was not fun for her, as I recall.
No, it is not, and especially when you're an athlete.
Could you have seen that? You know, imagine losing
that
your
would have been
entire
something.
starting front line to mono.
Pence changing the play at the line of scrimmage now. He sends Wetherell in motion, and here's a short run.
Fred
Puckett. Again, they are a very deep ball club, Scioto is. Not only do they have those 19 starters from the varsity from last year that were over at Kaufman when they divided into the new schools, and for those of you who've been asleep under a rock someplace, there are 2 schools in Dublin now, and this is Scioto, of course, Kaufman.
The original recipe.
The original,
Dublin.
you bet.
So does this make Scioto extra crispy?
I guess, and here's a nice catch out here by Wetherell.
That's a first down. Move the chains, baby.
Rob Wetherell.
Nice name on that kid.
He's a sophomore. He's 6 feet and 160. And he picks up the first down with 58 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Here's a look at that one. I'll tell you, nice pass play that time. Pence.
Good waggle action. Knew where he had to go, too. You didn't see him ducking for the sidelines.
Well, this is nice at this, if for some of the tougher games coming up, if there's any injuries or anything, at least they're getting everybody a chance to play. And here we go, left side again, as Wetherell turns it upfield. He's up to about the 20.
He's trying to tell Coach Deal he'll be the all-purpose guy next year.
And he's over the 20. Let's see where they officially mark it. At about the 19. Interesting play calling so far. But you know what? This unit looks almost as efficient as the first unit does.
They're doing a good job. No considerable drop-off, save the fumble.
Pence now with a wide out to the right and the 2 backs in the backfield. And the give to Wetherell again, left side. He turns it upfield to about the 15-yard line. Again, about 4 yards on that carry. And the clock winding down.
As soon as it's set for play, they'll wind it, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're not going to get another one off before
I don't think so. I don't think so. And there it runs, and they won't even come out of the huddle. And that's the end of the third quarter, and you're watching High School Football 95 on TV 62.
Round up all your friends and come on out to Bryson Livingston for a club dance summer. Chris Loxton appears every Friday and Saturday on the new patio.
And what does that score read, my good man?
I believe that would say Scioto 49, Cards 0. And this, you know, we're kind of remarking about the second unit doing a good job moving the football. Deal not known as a Bobby Bowden-esque kind of run up the score for the sake of running it up kind of a coach.
Pence at the quarterback position now. Wetherell in motion. Wetherell comes around that right side to the left side and gets down to about the 15. Nice tackle made there that time by number 36, Mark Rensky.
I'd like to thank Jim Van Arsdale and his staff. They do a great job here at Down Nelson Field. It's the only stadium we'll be at this year where the fans enter the bleachers from the back of the bleachers.
Which is kind of a neat idea.
Yeah, it's different, and some of the fans starting to file out a little bit now.
Although you kind of can enter from the back of the bleachers over at Arlington, but you end up out in front. Then you go up.
Yeah. And that wooden section over there is just so rickety. It feels like any night where it's real wet and I feel like Elmer Fudd. Real cold, you'll fall off of.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't think of any fields in the OCC that aren't nice. It's just been it's a joy to work the conference. And flags fly. We're getting used to this. Of course, when you get new units into the ball game and a lot of name changing, a lot of things going on, you're going to get mistakes now. They don't get the chance to operate quite as much.
Delay game is the call.
Want to also thank head coach Brian Deal over of course at Dublin Scioto, and Kip Witchey, the athletic director, who was, I guess, he was the assistant director over at Kaufman, and he got the thing for Kip, and we congratulate him. And here's Puckage, and he keeps pulling. But Puckage pulling. Who's he pulling down there?
Who is that match, man?
It's number 33, Chad Wyan.
Well, Kip is the ultimate story of hometown boy makes good. Here's a guy who graduated from Kaufman, went to Ohio State, was an athletic trainer at OSU, and we'll see another look at the last play in the Earl Bruce era. Not to date.
Well, look at him just carry weight in there.
And he came back. He was a history teacher and assistant AD. And after this play, I'll tell you what the school board said to him after he got the job.
And here's a touchdown from Puckage as he gets over into the end zone.
That's got to be exciting. Maybe his first one.
And it makes the score now 55-0 here in the fourth quarter.
To get the AD job, first of all, they submitted his name at the school board meeting and they voted. It was a unanimous 7-0 election, as I recall it. And president of the school board comes up after the meeting and says, "Congratulations, Kip. That is the first and last time that we will ever vote anything for you that's unanimous."
Well, they are going to use Rao still to come in, the punter and place kicker. Boy, it's nice to have someone who can do both, and as long as they don't get injured, it's nice to have someone that you can count on to do both.
Remember Michigan a couple of years back in the 80s had a guy, Mike Gillette, who did the same thing. Mike Malfit did it at the old school. Malfit was incredible. The first time I ever saw him kick, he was just kicking 50-yard field goals just like nothing. Guy was incredible. He has the, I believe if Brendan may have it now for the longest field goal, or he may have tied the record. Mike's was 49.
So waiting here, being entertained by the Worthington High School band, a group of their band members out playing in front here, and their cheerleaders enjoying all that. And here's Rao now to kick. Everybody's set. And it's spotted down. The kick is good. And I'll tell you something, I think Rao can kick the ball an awfully long way.
As far as he wants to, really.
So anyway, 56-0 now in favor of Thomas Worthington. Want to remind you of the great fall lineup coming up here at 62. Remember, the premiere of the new season of the new High Tide, starring Rick Springfield and Yannick Bissett, is Friday night, September 22nd. That's next Friday night at 9 o'clock right here and only on TV 62.
Wait a minute, Rick Springfield?
The original Rick Springfield. Yes,
Jesse's girl?
You bet.
That guy?
You bet.
He's still alive?
You bet.
What is he, like 70
You know,
now?
Mike Raymond asked the same question last week. Yes, he is still an actor and doing well.
No, he was never an actor. Because he was on a soap, for crying out loud.
Well, someone has to do it.
I was watching a special on cable over the summer called It Came From the 80s, about all that music and stuff and the styles that came out of the 80s. When they got to him, man, I was just rolling. He had that feathered hair look going. When I was in like the 5th or 6th grade, all the girls had his picture in their lockers.
You know, I wonder if they're going to let us run down the scoring tonight or not. At the end of the game, we could be here a couple days.
Ooh. I'm going to get away from you, man. I'm trying to get another invite back. I like down there.
Well, no, I'm not. That's not to run down Thomas Worthington. That's just all the scoring tonight. That's all I'm talking about. Here's the kick from Rao. And Wayan has it at about the 25. He runs over the 40.
Oh!
Out to the 45. But I'll tell you, they're doing some gang tackling out there now. Number 47 in that last stop. One of the people was Matt Cates. 67 down there as well, Tom Shelley. And with 10:55 to go, this is going to send a message to some more OCC teams, isn't it?
Well, you would think. Now, they opened up like this last year. They were 4-0. Well, they were 3-0 last year was deal in Dublin when they went into Kilbourne and struggled in a very sloppy 17-8 win. And I think they were looking past them because they had to play Hilliard on the road the very next week. Ended up losing that one and won out the rest of the way.
Scipiono the carry into Irish territory at about the 44, maybe the 43-yard line. Weatherall in that last tackle. I think now we may have an injured player. Let's see.
We do have
or at least shaken up, and that would be Scipiono.
But he's up.
But he's up, and they're going to make him sit on the sideline there for a minute.
You have to come out if they stop play for you for an injury. You do have to come out at least one play. Well, you got to feel for Deal here. Here's a guy, his first year as head coach at the old school. They go undefeated, go to the playoffs. Then he has the 2 down years where they win 5 games over 2 years. Then they have the huge year last year in his 4th year, and then they move him to the new school for his 5th year. So he'll probably get one more chance, at least immediately, for a run at some success.
Savage at quarterback, Johnson and Garofalo in the backfield, Ty Buxton, Adam Didalis, the split ends. The wing back is Scipiono, though he is on there in the moment Wayan is. And here's the give to Chris Wayan. He spun around once, gets loose, 40-yard line, and down to about the 37. Nice run, and I'll tell you something, he did a lot of that on his own.
Nice spin, looked like some John Madden Sega action there.
Jason Levins also lead blocker that time for him. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 yards to go. 9.5 left in the football game. 56-0.
If you're Thomas, you got to get some.
Didalis out to the right. Buxton left. Johnson in the slot. And now it may be too much time. Let's see. If that negates that, and it does, just taking too much time that time, that's a shame.
9:13 to play.
And they'll walk back 5. So all that running that they did really didn't help them any. But, you know, I'll tell you something, and this is something we really needed to talk about, because I really believe that when they got Coach Tom Blake, who replaced Bill Brown, who had 25 years in coaching, and Coach Brown that is doing a super job. But when they got him, he came with a very good reputation from independence, and you give him a couple of years, he's going to have this program back to where it's been.
Well, this is a team that in Thomas that 3 years ago, under Coach Terry Lichtenberg, was a division champion, you know.
54 Hamilton Wells, a junior, 5'11", 190, making the stop there on Johnson, who comes out of the ball game. Scipiono back in now, but I like Coach Blake. Had a chance to spend a couple of different times talking with him, and you can just see that he really wants to build confidence in his program, build confidence in the kids, and I think he's trying to do everything he possibly can to bring it back to where it has been. And here's a throw from Savage out to Didalis, who slips down just before the marker on 3rd down. He would have had the 1st down and couldn't quite do it. Let's see, they may go, though, at this end of the field now and trailing 56-0.
Yeah, Tom Blake is the 19th coach in history. Coaches W. Irvin Huffman, William Roten, James Stolzenbach, George Wanamaker, Lester Miller, Harold C. McCord.
And they're just sneaking over the line. Savage keeps it, and he has the first down. And before you get back to it, they have a nice little drive going here.
Yes, they do. Ernest J. Roush, James Kessler, Walter Ditzler, Frank Howe, Dow L. Nelson, for whom the field is named, Ralph J. Sabach, Robert Wyan, Tom Rutan, Mark Elwood, J. Robert Seaman, and Terry Lichtenberg.
And Savage has him back up. Buxton out here to the right side. He rolls right, keeps it. Now late pitch. And it's taken out there. Nice run that time by number 39, Adam Stanley, in the ball game. And this is a nice little drive. Of course, you're not up against the same defense as they were, obviously, but still, it's nice to get down the field. And let's take a look at that one again. On the keeper that time.
Great look at the pitch. Behind him, nice spin.
Stanley did a nice job that time, took the late pitch. Boy, I've seen some late pitches in the last few years that have been disastrous for a lot of ball clubs, but that was a good one.
I tell you.
Some of these linebackers and defensive backs that cheat. And here's the give that time to Mike Mantilla in the ball game. We saw Mike in the first game we did. But I've seen some of those that kind of cheat a little bit. You know, they play up a little bit, and I've seen them do some big hits on some of these backs that take the late pitch.
Oh, yeah. And if you time it properly, you can dislodge said back from said football.
No doubt about that.
And if you've got a buddy running right behind you, you got 6 going the other way.
Adam Stanley, we mentioned a minute ago, 5'9", 197, but he looks bigger than that. And here we go this time, and this time it's Savage on the keeper, and he keeps down over the 20, over the 15, down to about the 13-yard line.
Matt Cates ear-holed him on the way down.
Nice drive, eating up a little clock, which is good because they obviously want to keep the football as long as they can. Checking in the ball game now, number 27, Kyle Vance for Worthington. We'll try it if you can, Rob, in a moment. See what you can do to set at least part of the defense for Dublin. I always give you the hard jobs.
Yeah, no
what a
kidding.
nice guy.
Who am I, Kreskin?
Vance out to the right. Stanley in the backfield. Savage wants to look to throw it. He hits Vance, who drops the football at about the 12-yard line. Looked like he had it start to take off without the football in his arms. Had a great halftime tonight. Enjoyed both bands. Dublin Scioto's band did a very nice show, and so did Thomas Worthington. And if you haven't been out to see a high school football game for a while and you enjoy the games we show here, try and make it out on a Friday night to one of the local area high school games. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're missing till you get out here.
I highly recommend Dow Nelson. It's a very fan-friendly facility. But, you know, I got to give my vote for the best fans, you know, that come to games. You got to go to Hilliard, man. That place is always rocking.
I'll tell you, there's so many good groups of fans, it's hard to just pick one. Here's Savage, who really got a bell at the end. I don't see a flag. Well, I saw an elbow fly up toward his face mask there.
It was a Tatum job, wasn't it?
No flag thrown. It'll be third down. Let's take a look at that again. I'll tell you, that was an interesting hit at the end. Watch this at the end. Oh, right there. Boy, I'll tell you, number 41, that's Rob Weatherall, really hit him. Oh.
You gave him a little love tap there.
I felt that up here.
A little chicken wing action.
And you know what? The neat thing about Savage, he pops right up, goes right back to calling the plays.
Well, you have to. Otherwise, they'll call you a wuss. Quarterbacks, they call you pretty boy, and they baby you in practice. So you got to show the big guys you can take a shot.
And you got to be tough out there, and he's doing so now. Third down and 2. Here it is. Touchdown. Ty Buxton gets the Thomas Worthington Cardinal first score of the night. They're on the board, and it's 56-6. But I'm glad to see it, and so are you.
Oh, I'm glad they didn't have to take the bagel, man. You never like to see a team take a bagel.
Well, you figured they were going to score eventually. Of course, playing a first-string offense. Well, partially first-string offense, of course. Gellert not there tonight, but nice job by Savage to run the offense down the field. They had some good runs in that drive. And here's the boot, and the kick is good. Now we see a flag on the field. Hang on a sec.
Hold everything. Hankies. Hankies. We have hankies.
I want to tell you who it was who made the kick. That was Andy, and I think this is right, Schabo, I think. S-C-H-A-B-O. We haven't seen him tonight. But he made the kick, and we'll see what they're going to call a legal procedure against Thomas Worthington.
Formation, actually. The lip-reading skills coming in handy tonight.
So Ty Buxton comes up with a football in the end zone, believe it or not, and it's a 56-6 ball game at 5:14 left to go.
Well, another good stadium. I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head if we'll get a chance to go to the Taj Mahal this year. And that's my little nickname for Ron Hopper Memorial Stadium on the campus of the lovely Worthington Kilbourne High School.
And here's the kick, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's now 56-7, and you're watching High School Football 95 on TV 62. Was that a pass? That was a pass.
Hold on, don't change that channel. I'm not trying to sell you a car. I'm here to talk to you about dirty dungarees, so listen up.
They're on the board, Rob.
They are on the board. That end of the scoreboard is functional.
56-7, Bill Boggs, Rob Havner, Mike Raymond down on the sidelines tonight, digging up something. He may have something coming up pretty soon. We'll see. He's always looking for some advantage, and you never know where he's going to get his tips from, but we're having a good time, the three of us. Even though the game has not been as close as everybody would like to have seen, it's still been an interesting ball game, and that last score for Worthington makes it a little better. And, boy, I'll tell you, a whole host of red shirts down there. I want to see who had it.
Leading the charge.
Also, let's see, picking up, actually taking the football that time was number 88, and that's David Barrick, who carried the football.
What is Mike doing down?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out in a few minutes.
He's got the fire dog with him now.
And here we go, back to the offense now for Dublin Scioto. Dustin Pence at the quarterback spot. There's the give to Puggage. Fred's had a good night so far since he came in the ball game.
Oh, yeah. I was kidding Kip Witchie before they opened the school. He actually wanted the Irish to be the mascot, or the Fighting Irish. Here you see Mike Raymond along with the fire dog.
Probably getting some inside info for us on why they were locked out of the locker room.
He's probably exchanging hair care tips.
And here's the give again. Puggage, boy, I tell you, he's fighting for every yard he can get over the 40-yard line out to the 42 before he's finally tackled out there. Check who made the stop, number 22, Mike Karan was the main culprit in there making the stop. And it's a first down as they move the change. 4:08 and the clock running. Try and set the offense for you in the minute for Scioto. And we'll also run down that defense again. Trying to get as many names as we can, and Puggage taken down in the backfield. Nice play that time by number 79, Don Noble for Worthington. So the Cardinals playing a little defense here. Gorgeous night for football. You know, in the month of September, you never know what kind of weather you're going to get on these Friday night games. And last week could have been a bomb, but it wasn't because the weather finally straightened up for the ball game. And the weather for this game has just been absolutely gorgeous. A lot of fans out. It's fun to be back doing high school football again.
Well, our first year, as you see Puggage bust through the middle
there
again.
There he goes, midfield, 40, 30. Oh, and he fumbles the football, and there was a vicious hit put on down there.
They're going to call that a clip. I happen to think, on a clip, it's a judgment call. I happen to think the receivers.
Boy, is Puggage going to get up? I'll tell you, he got leveled down there. I don't see him getting up yet.
I think the receiver was in front.
There he is. There he is. He's up. Boy, I want to. Is he? No, wait a minute. He's still down. I tell you, Puggage took a shot, and let's take a look at that again, and we'll see it at the end of the play. But he took a shot, and I wasn't sure exactly what happened at the end of that play.
Here's the end of the play. They're going to call a clip, but
they're saying it might have been Karan that made might have done it. It is Puggage who's down over there, and I'll tell you, that hit he took was really something. Let's see if we can see at the end of this play. Here's Puggage with the football, and it looked like he got turned backwards.
Looked like he may have hyperextended the knee. We don't want to speculate. They are looking in that area.
Yeah, they are saying it's up here in the box that it is his leg.
Here you see.
And we'll take a timeout real quickly here with our score 56-7. You're watching High School Football 95 on TV 62. Back 56-7. Dublin Scioto on top of Thomas Worthington. Our Friday night feature this week.
Puggage helped off the field.
Yep, he is off the field, and boy, I tell you, that shot at the end where he bent himself back, the clip was against Scioto. Ooh. And here's the give up the middle this time. Not a whole lot doing. Let's see who had it. It was Weatherall, Rob Weatherall, who had the last carry. Also in the ball game right now is Ryan Wilkerson, number 25. We'll try and set as many players as we can for you.
We got another hanky going.
Yep, over on the other side. Second down and about 13 yards to go. But that other play negated at least the end of the run.
Unsportsmanlike conduct
for Puggage
on the Irish now. Somebody said something on the sideline over there because that's where the flag came from. That would be my guess. You can see the official over on that side talking to Deal and the staff, and I'm sure someone will hear about that at the meeting on Monday.
I want to remind you of the great fall lineup here on TV 62. Of course, if you want to get the latest scoop on all your favorite country stars and what's happening behind the scenes in country music, you can do that. You can see it every week on Boku Country Weekly.
Yeehaw.
And that's each Thursday night at 8 p.m. and Saturdays at 5 here on TV 62 as we go back to the action. And Wilkerson in motion, and here's the give up the middle.
Illegal
Weatherall,
shift.
and we're going to see a penalty here, it looks like, probably against Dublin. Yep, it is against Dublin. And they're going backwards here. Boy, I'll tell you, they're going to have second and forever here in a minute.
There you see the brain trust. There, Coach Varble on one side, Coach Stetler to the far right of the screen.
They're going to decline that, make it second down and almost forever, 28.
Second down and on a clear day you could see forever.
2:49 left to go in the ball game. 56-7.
It's like a Super Bowl score, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you, again, another learning experience for Worthington tonight, but I'll tell you, this team is getting more polished as they go along for Scioto. And here's Weatherall. Across midfield, out to about the 41-yard line, maybe the 40, before he's finally brought down out there.
I think we're gonna get an incidental face mask call here because it looked like guy got a piece of it on the way down. We'll check the preliminary signal.
Mike Carrot on the tackle.
Oh, he's on fire.
And let's take a look at that last run.
Thank you.
Again, here's the give to Weatherall. Boy, I'll tell you, they almost had him a couple times. But he broke loose, and look at this big one being this is like going the other way, having the big one tacked on. Now it's going back Dublin's way here. And some of the fans starting.
Your face plastered across half the papers in the country tomorrow.
How do I look?
Oh, you look swell.
You're a liar, but I like you.
And here's Miss Lester's grandma.
Granny curtsies.
Won't you say a few words to the radio audience, please?
Say something, Letty.
She looks at the microphone.
You know, we've got a thing like that back home where they all listen.